Good afternoon, everybody. So I welcome all of you to this program. I would like Avinash to introduce our speaker for today, who is our alumni also, Dr. Sunil. So over to you, Avinash. Dr. Avinash.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, it's indeed a pleasure to introduce Dr. Sunil. Dr. Sunil completed his BDS from Bangalore Institute of Dental Sciences, Bangalore, and he went on to do his post-graduation in Periodontology from our own institute, Jesus Dental College and Hospital. Currently, he's working as a reader in Dayanand Sagar Dental College, Bangalore. He's academically very sound, and he has done a lot of publications. He has published in a lot of good journals. So that's a very few, if I have to say very few words about him. We all look forward for him for any guidance in periodontology, or any doubts if you have. We always think of him, how he would have done it. And he's been my senior in Jesus Dental College, and he's also, if I have to say, he's a very good person at heart, and he's able to guide anyone with any, like, if at all, if you have any issues, if you have any concerns about anything, we can anytime approach him and he'll be able to guide us. So I'll not take much time. I'll put it forward to Dr. Sunil to take over and talk about the topic for today. Dr. Sunil, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Avinash. Thank you, Sheila ma'am. Sorry for the poor lighting. This was the only place where I could get some signal. That's why I'm sitting here. So anyway, you need not have to see me. I'll just be sharing my screen, and so we can go ahead with today's program. So good afternoon, one and all. Thank you, Sheila ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Avinash. Thank you, Ravindra sir, and thanks to all my thanks to the management of JSSDC, and thanks to all my teachers and colleagues, friends, everyone, and thanks to all those people who have trying to attend this program for today now. So it's been indeed fond memories which we were sharing in today morning's alumni session. It was so nice to see all of them doing well, and whenever we think of Mysuru or JSS, it's always a nice feeling to have been there, and we also feel proud of being JSSDC alumni. So with this, I want to start today's session without much delay. So what we were actually thinking when I called Dr. Sheila ma'am and Vinash was, all of us throughout the world have been going through some uncertain times, which has never been which has been unheard of, at least in the past 80, 100 years. So during this time, all of us, in one way or the other, would have gone through some kind of mental stress, emotional instability, and challenges at various levels. So, so we wanted to, when we thought of that, we wanted to offer all our JSS people, whoever is ready and interested to get help from us. So why not we conduct a session which will give them some practical tools. So after the program also, they will be able to utilize these tools in their day-to-day lives, and be stress-free and calm, and have a peaceful normal life. So with this, we charted out a 3-day program, which is 1 hour each. And the first day program is on achieve excellence through focus. Most of the things that I'll be talking today might not be new for you people. However, they'll serve as some gentle reminders in your life, and they might give you some direction on which way to look at. And if you utilize the practical tools that we are going to offer you these 3 days, it can be transforming your lives too. It's as potent as that. And I will start my today's topic after 2 or 3 sentences about Heartfulness Institute. I'm an international meditation trainer, and I train people in heartfulness practice or heartfulness meditation practices. And this Heartfulness Institute is a non-profitable organization which is existing in more than 160 countries. And there are more than 40 lakh people who are practicing heartfulness meditation throughout the world. They belong to all kinds of races, background, no gender or any disposition. Everyone, whoever is interested in availing their services, they are available to give it free of charge without any cost. So that's the way they go about this, to spread peace throughout the world. So with this, I want to start with today's session. So before we start with hello Avinash, I am audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So before we start today's session, see, I want to just start with one small exercise of centering ourselves. Okay, all of you, wherever you're sitting, just sit upright, and then you can close your right nostrils, right nostril with your thumb finger, as I'm doing, and you take deep breaths, 5 or 10, 5 deep breaths from your left nostril. I will tell you what will happen then. If you observe yourself after this procedure, you you will actually start feeling relaxed. Why? How does this happen? It's because the left nostril breathing will activate our parasympathetic nervous system. Whenever our parasympathetic nervous system is activated, it will automatically put us into ease and peace and calm. So this is the scientific basis or rationale behind this. So all of you can utilize this small procedure where before any important event, like maybe you're writing an exam, or before you give a viva or some interview or any purpose. So whenever you feel like you want to calm down, you can utilize this left nostril breathing. So with this centering exercise, we will go ahead. So now we'll have a little visualization exercise. Okay, so see, this is, can you can you see my cursor? See, this is at the center. We, each of us as an individual is there here in the center. And around us, there are 3 zones. One zone is this, the second zone is this, and the third zone is this. Okay, and in this, and today's world has become what is called as a VUCA world. See, what is VUCA world is? It is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. And this VUCA world becomes more relevant in today's world in this COVID times. And these circles, whatever circles I was mentioning, the first, second, third circles, these are the circles actually which are providing the stimuli in our daily lives each and every moment of the time. So going through these circles or zones, see, this is the first circle from outside. This circle is called the circle of concerns. Okay. If you are able to see this, and you can just put thumbs up in the chat group, and then in this circle of concerns, you can see what's all in this. See, we have COVID-19, we have job security problems, we have problems with what to do with the PG program, we have what to do with how to go about with our BDS program, or there can be other natural calamities, there can be social media problems, there can be so many problems which can be there, which comes under the circle of concerns. And you may agree with me that this circle is totally not in my control at all. So, you all will agree with me when I say this. We are not in control of this at all. However, if you observe yourself, okay, each and everyone, if we observe ourselves, our own selves, most of the time, more than 90% of the times, we are actually thinking about this circle only. We are always in the superficial circle, which keeps concerning us. What has happened to the share market? What has happened to the petrol price? And what has happened to the COVID situation? Will I be affected? Will my family be affected? All these concerns. And under no circumstance I will be able to do anything good about this. So, is it worth that I keep continuing to do this or dwell here? So, continuing with the circle of concerns, see, we are getting triggered by these concerns. It can be excessive social media due to lockdown. It can be fake news due to COVID-19, which actually triggers some kind of fear in us. Or it can be inability to socialize. We are not able to go out. We are not able to meet our friends. So it can be business problems, not able to run the clinic. So many people are losing their jobs. So many people are having so many kinds of financial issues. All these things again come under the circle of concerns, and this is triggered by COVID specifically as of now, presently. So this is about the first circle. Coming to the second circle, if you see this, it's called the circle of influence. Here I can do something. I may not be in total control, but yes, I can influence. I can have my influence here to some extent. What is that? I can have some influence on my spouse. I can have some influence on my friends. Can have some influence on my parents, relatives, or community, or my peers, or my colleagues, or any one of these people. So here I have some control, but not total control. Here I can influence people. This is called the zone or circle of influence. Sorry, zone or circle of influence. This is where, this is what shows where I can have my influence upon. Here, yes, we are dwelling to some extent here, but less than that of the circle of concerns. See, here this circle of influence is more important than the circle of concerns. However, we are spending less time in this circle. Why is that so? That's how we human beings have been past some time because of this modern day rat race and all that. So coming to the first circle, which is me, first circle around me. This is the circle in which I have total control. Actually, I have total control. I am in full control of this. What is that? How I can eat, what I can eat, how much I can eat, whether I can sleep well or not, whether I sleep at all or not, whether I can exercise, whether I can meditate, whether I can socialize, whether I can read, whether I can educate myself, learn myself something new to keep my interest and passions going, whether I can donate or do some charity work. Yes or no? We, all of us, have total control of this first circle. But if I say this, whether I don't know whether you'll agree with me or not, most of us, in spite of we having the ability to control this first circle, we are not being successful in this. Why? Why is that? I'll come to that. See, how many of us are eating properly? How many of us are eating in proper time? How many of us are able to eat right food? How many of us are ready to eat, are eating proper quantities? Or how many of us have control over sleep? Now, if I sleep, hit my pillow in the night, am I able to sleep within few seconds? Many of us are not. Many of us are having disturbed sleep, get up early, and have difficulties to go back to sleep. And many of us don't exercise in spite of knowing it's good for us. Even and in this situation, it's more pertinent that we build our immunity and we stay fit to face this COVID menace. And we are free to socialize, we are free to read. We are not doing that. Why? Because we are stuck with this first circle of concerns. That is the reason because of which, where we are stuck in this first circle of concerns, we are supposed to modify our approach towards our life, where we reduce this circle of concern, increase our circle of influence, and regain and intensify my control zone or control circle. So how do we do this? Can anyone come to chat box and put something on the chat box? How can we do this? Is there any way that we can do this? Hmm? Is there a chat box open, Avinash?
Yes, sir, it is open to all.
Yeah. Can anyone put it on the chat box? Whatever you feel, right? Whatever you feel or think, you why we are not able to regain or intensify my control over this zone, this first zone. Why is that not happening? Yeah, we can. How can we do this? Yeah, by concentrating in that thing. Yeah, from Vijay Raghavan. Thank you so much, Shruti. Doing something where our passion lies. Good. Yeah, good answers. Too many things on my plate. Yeah, it's not only on your plate. All of us are going through this because our plate, we are focusing, we have the whole plate, but we are focusing on the outer circumference. We are not focusing at the center. So that might be the reason. So good for getting those answers. So how do we regain or intensify my control? One of them said by concentrating. Before concentration, I will say something. So you find the answer here. What do you find here? What do you see here? What do you see in these two images? Can anyone come to the chat and answer? What do you see in these images? What is the characteristic of these two images actually? There is some area of interest. Too many waiting to bloom. Okay. Anything else? Happiness. Okay. No, I'm asking about the characteristic of the photograph actually. What do you see here and what do you see here actually? Determination. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Budding stage. Sorry if I'm not able to make you understand what the question is. I will come to that. Yeah, it's actually focus. If you see this image, see, this is in focus. The entire background is out of focus. So if we have a camera like I, and if whatever we want to focus, we can focus on that. Rest all will become blurred. Okay, which was what I was trying to convey. Maybe I was not able to convey it well enough. So if we can have this focus, proper focus, then definitely we'll be able to intensify our control zone or the control circle. See, and how do we do that? We can use our mind to focus on what is essential in our life. So, see this. Whatever we want to focus, we can focus. The rest will become blurred. Okay. So whatever we focus upon will not only become clear. See this. Not only becomes clear, but also can grow and amplify. Whatever we put our attention to, it will not only become clear, but also will grow and amplify. For example, if I, as a student, if I want to focus on my studies, it not only becomes clear what I'll have to study, but I keep growing my horizons on what all I can learn and what all I can study. Okay, so if this is so easy, now the $1,000,000 question is this focus so easy to achieve? We all know this answer means focus is what is required, and one of you have also put it. We need to concentrate, but focus comes before concentration. So, but that's the right answer. So, though we know that focus is required on the center circle, that is the circle of control, we are not able to achieve it so easily. If not, we are not able to achieve that focus so easily. Why not? Why not we are able to achieve it so easily? I'll come to that now. It's mainly because of our thoughts. The main obstacle for our focus is our own thoughts. You may, I will elaborate on this. Some of you may say the main obstacle can be WhatsApp. Some of you can say it is Facebook, Instagram, or my friends, or TV, or whatever. But no, it's before any of these things, it's our own thoughts, which is the actual obstacle for our focus. Without having a thought that I have to use my WhatsApp, I'll not be able to do so. Okay, so thought is the precursor for everything actually. It precedes everything. So here, if we come to the scientific aspect of these thoughts, an average person per day, okay, one thought every 1.25 seconds. So there are around 70,000 thoughts per day. Can you believe this? 70,000 thoughts we are thinking every day, and we are not even aware of that. And 47% of this is not even connected to what we are doing. We are doing some work professionally or otherwise. We can be doing some work at home, but 47% of our thoughts, that is around 50%, you can say half of our thoughts are not even connected to what we are doing actually. And two-thirds of them are random thoughts or negative thoughts actually. Two-thirds of them are random thoughts, like it's not connected with whatever we are doing, and many of them are actually negative thoughts. So, and 95% of the thoughts are driven by our subconscious mind, which is not in our direct control at all. If I can give an example for this, see, I leave my job today at 4 o'clock to return to my home. I may be thinking something, but still safely I will maneuver well in my car without hitting anyone, without getting hit by anyone, and I'll reach my home safe. This happens with most of us every day, day in, day out. Do you agree with me? Yes, we do this. We are not even aware of how we are driving, where we are driving, what we are doing, but still we reach our destination. And most of this happens unconsciously or subconsciously, which means to say, see this, 95% times of the thoughts are driven by subconscious mind, which means another way of seeing this is only 5% of the times we are leading our life consciously. So this is a, serious thing, because even if I have to be happy, okay, consciously I can be happy only 5% of the times. I need my mind to be trained even to be happy. I need my mind to be trained even to be calm, peaceful, not to be angered, not to be upset, not to be worrying, not to be negative. So all these things, yeah, we can do it consciously only 5% of the times, many a days or many a times. So 95% of the times we are driven by our subconscious mind. So how do we get out of this? And why is this happening? See, why is that happening means the everyone has a stream of consciousness, and in our stream of consciousness, when I say 95% of the times we are leading our life subconsciously, what is happening is we are either remaining in the past, repenting on something of whatever has happened or not happened, and then we are anxious or uncertain about our future. Most of our thoughts always keep jumping from past to future. That is why there is no logical or narrative sequence for our thoughts, and that is why we have random thoughts, and that is why they may be negative. That is why they're unconnected to whatever we are working. See, in the now, in the present, if you are there, it will be concerned with whatever we are working. It will be connected with our work. But here, if we remain in the past or the future, where more than 99, 98, 99% of the population will be thinking about past or future every moment of their life. And it's not only in their waking hours, even after they go to sleep, their mind remains active, and they'll keep thinking. The mind keeps wandering even in their sleep, and they get up getting disturbed. Okay, so what do we do now? So if we can focus in the now, okay, then the stream of thoughts will reduce drastically. Instead of having 70,000 thoughts, the normal amount of thoughts any person can have is around 10 to 15,000. That is a healthy number of thoughts. If it is 70,000 thoughts, it means to say that we are having more than 50 or 60 thoughts per minute. And whenever it goes more than 50 or 60 thoughts per minute, there can be a lot of stress, and stress breakdown also will happen. Okay, so to have a healthy living, we should have thoughts less than 10 to 15,000 per day. So that will happen only if we can start remaining in the now. Okay, if we can start remaining in the now, that will definitely, it will happen. And we can remain in the now by being focused. Okay, so by being focused, by remaining in the now, we will excel in whatever work we do. As a doctor, we will excel in that. As an academician, we will excel in that. As a as a person who can give, who can talk to the people, we will excel in that. And whatever we do, we will start excelling in all that. If we can stay focused in the now, stay focused in the now. So now we will see what will happen when we are in the present or when we are in the now. When we are in the now or in the present, thoughts are coherent. Mind is said to be balanced. So if the mind, in the other way around, if the mind is balanced, our thoughts will become coherent and we will start being in the present. This is two ways of looking at this. I will explain this once again. If we are in the present, our thoughts will become coherent and the mind will become balanced. Our mind is said to be balanced. On the other way around, to approach this problem, if we can put our mind to a balanced state, okay, if we can put our mind to a balanced state, then what will happen is our thoughts will become coherent and we will start being in the present. So, how do we achieve this excellence? Through focus. We will use a tool called as meditation, and this meditation has nothing to do with any religious or spiritual. It does not have any religious or spiritual connotation. It's a scientifically proven tool which is available for each and everyone in this world. And I'm personally associated with NIMANS sleep department, which is there in physiology department of NIMANS, and conducting quite a few researches, on meditation. And one of the projects we have finished, and it has come out well, showing the deeper effects of meditation, and on well-being and ECG and all that. And the second proposal we have sent to actually DST for doing the second project of ours. So here, if you see here, how does meditation help? The neuroscientists have found that the meditator's brain waves shift from the stress-prone right frontal cortex, from the right to the calmer left frontal cortex. In other hands, they were calmer and happier than before. So after meditating, they started becoming calmer, and when they checked with fMRI and others tools, they found that from the right cortex, the activity shifted to the left frontal cortex. And for those of you, most of you might know, this frontal cortex is what is required for higher order of thinking, for good decision making and higher thinking, and all that, for rationalizing, for comprehending, all those things. The frontal cortex is what is required. And there are so many studies. There are even systematic reviews and meta-analysis. Because of lack of time, I'm not putting all those things. You can see few of them. They had higher EQ. The meditation controls the learning, memory, emotion, and then they saw using fMRI where the volume of amygdala actually reduced. Amygdala is an organ of worry, okay, which is responsible for fear, anxiety, and stress. In the chronic means long-term meditators, the amygdala, actually worrying center, became small. They could all see the structural changes in these participants. Once the amygdala became small, the stress became less, anxiety became less, and they saw that there was increase in the thickness of hippocampus. Hippocampus is what is required for long-term memory. So they saw this also, and they saw the stress was reduced because of the cortisol being cortisol release being reduced. See, whenever we are stressed, what will happen is we will start having more thoughts, actually more thoughts about past and future. Again, that juggling happens: past, future, past, future, past, future. If I'm anxious about one of my past exams, and tomorrow I have one exam, and instead of sitting and studying properly in the present, my mind will go to the past, where I gave that exam and I didn't do well. So after that, again, that exam, my thought from the past, of my past experience, go to the future, and we'll start thinking about what will happen in tomorrow's exam. So this is how our thoughts keep working randomly. And when it starts keeping working randomly, and every thought that which we have will have a chemical signature in our body. Every thought can trigger the parasympathetic system or the sympathetic system. If we are stressed, it will trigger the sympathetic system and release lots of cortisol, and causes stress and reduces immunity and whatnot. If we are relaxed, if we are happy, if we are compassionate, it will trigger the parasympathetic system. Means if we have thoughts of happiness, peace, calmness, and all these things, if we have these thoughts, our parasympathetic nervous system will be triggered, because of which we will start remaining calmer and cooler. So now coming to this heartfulness practice, now what we will do is we will have a simple practical session of heartfulness meditation, which will help us actually, which will show us how to focus. It will show us how to bring back our control of that first circle, which I can be in total control of. My eating habits, my sleeping habits, my reading habits, my exercising habits, my meditating habits, all these things. I can, once I start taking control of this first circle, the second circle will become better and the third circle will lose its importance. How will it lose its importance? You saw those two photographs where once the camera focused on the kid, the entire background was blurred actually. It was not seen at all. Here also, we start focusing on the central core, that first circle of my life. The second circle will still remain, but the third circle will totally disappear. It will be blurred. It will be somewhere. It will be all by itself, and it will not be bothering us. It will not be, they'll not be disturbing us. So because of which our thoughts also, the 70,000 thoughts also will come down to 10 or 15,000, making us more calmer, more peaceful, more happier. So we will be training our mind to bring back our focus to this first circle and then lead a better life, a happier life. So coming to this part of meditation, I'll just read this out for you. See, meditation does not interfere with any religious practices. It's a tool for interiorization or focus. Okay, it is an appointment that we make with our own selves actually. Okay, anyone above the age of 15 years can start heartfulness meditation, and you can meditate anytime and with any posture which you feel comfortable. But your back should be upright. That is the only thing. Okay, and meditation is not concentration, but concentration, it will lead to concentration. You can develop concentration by doing meditation, and it should be a daily practice, which will help you. If you do today and you don't do tomorrow, the practice effect will not build up. Definitely every practice will give some, produce certain amount of effect, but for it to accumulate over a period of time, and then for it to show it up in your lives, for you to appreciate it, if you do it every day, it will definitely be good. It will do good for you, and you need not go to any Himalayas or forest to do this. It's a mind training program. Okay, what are you training your mind for? To ignore the third circle, that is the circle of concerns, and to focus on the inner circle, that is what I can control upon, what I have control upon. So it's a mind training exercise, or it's a mind mastering exercise, whatever you can call it. Like walking helps you become physically stronger, meditation helps you, your mind to be more stronger, emotionally more stable, and it will help, it will over a period of time will help improve our health physically as well. Okay, so after this, so we have these three practices in our heartfulness system of meditation, what we call heartfulness way. So for today we are doing meditation. This will help to focus on, see, this meditation, what will it do is it will help to focus on focus on the center, first circle. So where I'll start day after day, I will start being in full control of this. And the second day practice, which is called as cleaning, which will be covered by a doctor called Dr. Krishnamurthy. He has a very good CV, who has worked for WHO, and he is attached to University of Manitoba, Canada, and does a lot of real good work on maternal and kid welfare and all that. He'll be talking to you about this tomorrow. And here, this cleaning process, what it does is, the meditation helps us focus here. The cleaning process will help us to clean away all these things. Okay, clean the impact of this circle of, third circle of concerns. So one will help focus, the other one will erase the unnecessary thing. That's how we can reach our goal actually. Okay, So the third day, there's another person called as Mr. Prasanna Krishna, who is a IIT graduate, and he has worked in leadership positions in IBM and so many companies. He's a very nice person again. He will talk on this inner connect, which will help in not only improving the quality of sleep, but also in many other ways, which you can see on day 3. Okay, so today we will have this practical session on meditation. Now, before going with meditation, we will start with a small procedure called as relaxation. I will keep giving the suggestions. If you listen to these suggestions, you will automatically feel relaxed. And after relaxation, there will be a 5 or 10 seconds of silence. After which, when I tell you to start meditation, you will give a suggestion to yourself that you will give a suggestion, or you will have an idea. You will have an idea that the source of light is present in your heart. Okay, so you will, when I tell you to start meditation, you will have this idea that the source of light is present in your heart. Okay, and when you say this, when you have this idea and sit, what will happen is, most commonly the mind will wander. The mind will wander because the normal quality of mind is to wander. Okay, like the normal quality of fire is to burn, the normal quality of mind is to wander. So it will try to wander. So don't worry about it. You should gently remind yourself that you are meditating on the source of the light which is presenting in your heart, which is present in your heart. So you will give an idea that you'll have an idea that the source of light is in your heart, and say, if your mind wanders, you will gently bring it back to the. You'll gently remind yourself that you're meditating on the source of light in your heart. So by this, what you're doing is you're training your mind very gently, very slowly, without forcing. You're training it to, even if it wanders, okay, let it wander. You just come back to the what is important. You come back to what is important. That is what is required in your life. So come back to this. That's all you will do. Okay. So take your time and slowly open your eyes. Before you open your eyes, mentally make a note of how are you feeling now and how were you feeling before the session. If anyone wants to share your experience, you can share. Or else if you want to type your experience, you can just put it on the chat box. We'll wait for 2 minutes and then we can have a question and answer session. Okay, one of them is feeling very free or carefree. Nice. Anyone else want to put it on the chat box? You can put it. Or if you have any questions, you can put it in the question and answers section or the chat box, anywhere. Yeah. Another person is feeling clear and relieved. Thank you, Dr. Vijayaraghavan. Anyone else? Avinash, if there are any questions, we can take.
Yes, sir. Participants, you can put questions. If you have any questions to ask, kindly put it in the question and answer box.
They can unmute themselves and ask also, if that is allowed from your end.
If anyone wants to ask question, kindly raise your hand so that I can unmute you, that particular person.
So,
So
Sheila ma'am, you
one
can conclude.
One,
Yes, sir.
one minute,
Dr.
one minute, ma'am. Sorry.
Yeah,
So, if anyone wants to know more about this, you can visit www.heartfulness.org, or if you want to do this practice wherever you stay at the comfort of your home, you can even download an app called as HeartsApp on Play Store, and then you can follow the guidance that you get through the app. Okay, so you can do it at the comfort of your home if you don't want to go and meet a trainer. And this is my number and email ID. If anyone wants any clarification or any guidance or any support anytime, you are free to contact me. So I can help you from my side, whatever is possible to get a connect to how to start and how to go about. So thanks
There is
all of you.
one question, sir. Like there's
Yeah,
a question
yeah,
by
yeah.
Vijay K. At what time can
Okay.
meditation be done?
Uh, Dr. Vijay Raghavan, the best time for meditation is before sunrise, and and yeah, you can do it for 20 to 30 minutes to start with. And another thing is, it's in case it's not possible for you to do it before sunrise, you can choose any time that is possible for you. So, and do it every time at this every day at the same time. So, if possible, every day you can do it at 6 or 5 or 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. But fix the time, and every day you do it at the same time. And another thing is and posture I have told you, you can sit cross-legged or you can sit straight comfortably in a chair. And another thing is a place of doing meditation. You can sit on a chair or a sofa, but every day sit in the same place. So sit in the same place, same time, and sit in a comfortable posture, and you can do it, doctor. So before others, before we conclude, see, all these practices, all of you can have a scientific bent of mind where without evidence, we don't accept on any studies or any procedure. So here also, being the students of science, we all can actually try it for some time, maybe a month or two. And once you try, if you feel good, yeah, then it gives you conviction and confidence for all of you to continue, and you can continue. If you don't feel good, anytime you're free to stop this practice. But before saying yes, also try it for some time. Before saying no for this procedure, also try for some time. Now, there's nothing that you'll be losing actually from this. It's only everything to gain only, nothing else other than that. Okay, so thanks, one and all. Thank you, Ravindra sir. Thank you, management of JSS. Thank you, Sheila ma'am, Avinash, Deepika ma'am, Pratibha ma'am, Vidya, everyone, all the staff of JSS Perio. And thanks for all the participants to have come here and made use of your time. I request all of you to attend tomorrow and day after to see what the well-known speakers have to say. Both of them are very successful in their profession, and they do a lot of service to this organization and the society also. So I just request all of you to make free yourself to participate in these sessions tomorrow and day after too. Thank you all. Thanks. Thank you, Avinash. Over to
Yeah.
you or Sheila ma'am.
Thank you, Sunil.
Thank
I
you,
know
ma'am.
today was a very hectic day for you, and I'm sure you wouldn't have had your lunch also. But
No,
we are very happy
it
to
was a
have you.
pleasure.
Thank you very much. And this exposure is good for all of us. And I attended one of your programs, and that's why I felt that others also should attend it. And I hope for the
Thank you,
next
ma'am.
2 days also, the participants will attend and benefit from this. So
Okay.
thanks a lot, Sunil, for bringing this
Thank
program
you, ma'am.
to our college. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. It was my pleasure. Thanks so
Mm.
much, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll
Okay.
conclude today
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
session. So
Yes, ma'am.
thanks. Bye.
Thank you all. See you tomorrow.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the second day of the Mind Mastering program. Today we have our esteemed mentor and instructor, Dr. Krishnamurthy J. I request Dr. Sheila ma'am to kindly introduce our speaker today.
Very good afternoon to all. And we are happy to go to the next part of the program, Mind Mastering. And the topic for today is emotional detox to regain confidence with heartful regeneration. So our speaker for today is Dr. Krishnamurthy Jayana, Director at Center of Integrative Health and Wellbeing, Bangalore. Dr. Krishnamurthy is a community health specialist active in the public health and development space for close to 2 decades. His program and research interests revolve around quality of care, quality of life, and well being. He has experience working in the context of reproductive, maternal, neonatal, and child health, infectious diseases, early childhood development, non communicable diseases, and nutrition. Dr. Krishnamurthy has been a volunteer at Heartfulness Institute, a meditation, a meditation practitioner and trainer for over 2 decades. He is also an advocate of yoga and natural living. His keen interest and passion in exploring benefits of meditation, yoga, and natural living for community health and well-being led him to establish the Center for Integrative Health and Well-being. He is also fascinated by the recent discoveries in the field of neurosciences and their implications for health, education, and development. As research advisor at Cognitive Skills, he supports neuroscience researchers related to child development, learning, and performance, and helping the company to develop its interventions and programs. He will continue to strive and integrate neurosciences research into the center's mission and activities. In the past, he was a part of global health team of University of Manitoba, Canada and was extensively involved in its projects across India, Africa, and Caribbean. He continues to be associated partially as senior technical advisor at the Center of Global Public Health, University of Manitoba, Canada, and holds part-time faculty position with the university's Department of Community Health Sciences. He is also a senior advisory team of Karnataka Health Promotion Trust that implements large-scale public health projects in the area of maternal and child health, non-communicable diseases, and health systems strengthening. He is also a site coordinator and mentor for international infectious disease and global health training program that trains PhD and postdoctoral fellows from across 4 countries: India, Canada, Kenya, Colombia. He completed MD in community medicine from Bangalore, received training in research methods at WHO Geneva, and also holds a postdoctoral research fellowship from Canada. Dr. Krishnamurthy's personal interests include Eastern and Western philosophy, human behavior and psychology, practical spirituality, and integrating spirituality into daily living. He strives for a balanced and holistic approach to life through the practice of heart-based meditation. He has personal experience in this area for close to 20 years now, and in his free time, enjoys sharing his experience and supporting those who are interested in starting meditation. So, good afternoon, sir, and we welcome you to this program. Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to listen to you. So, I hand over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sheila. That was very heartfelt introduction. Thank you so much. Thank you, Avinash, for all the coordination work and the entire organization. I think on the management for putting up such a nice event. I think it's a follow-up event, right? I think there has been a series of workshops. I think it all started with Anand, the Dental Institute, I think, a few weeks ago. I remember
Yes, sir, I
coming.
attended that workshop.
Correct.
And
So
was quite happy with it.
Wonderful. I'm really inspired because you began there, and there are other institutions within the that also planned a series of programs, and it's so nice to come back again. I was also going through the program. I think Dr. Sunil yesterday has already introduced the team to meditation. Now it helps in achieving focus and excellence. And today we have going through a second session of meditation. And in addition, we also will go through an experience of rejuvenation, right? And how does it help? Before I go, I don't know how many participants we have. I don't know if you have time for interaction. Avinash, can I hear participants? Is it open or is it one way because of the webinar?
Sir, you can't hear, but they can use the chat box. and respond to you.
All right. That's good. Maybe I would invite few participants to share their experience, how they felt yesterday. Maybe some of you can briefly share a few lines and we can build the program for today subsequent to that. Maybe we can take 2-3 minutes and people can just share in the chat box. Meanwhile, Dr. Avinash, Dr. Sheila, you can also share as we wait for the messages. You can share how was it yesterday for you?
It was a nice experience, and we were taught how to focus and to be able to relax and focus on things by a meditation. So that's what I think Avinash can add on to that.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Over to you, Dr. Avinash.
Yes, sir. Like it was like meditation is not complicated. It's just simple. That's what I understood by attending yesterday's session.
Wonderful. So happy to hear that. You're very right in saying meditation is not as complex as we often think it to be, but it's important that we experience. And once we have an experience, we know it's quite simple in its nature. I just received a chat. Dr. Sara Sultana says it was relaxing and much needed. Really a good experience. It helped eliminate unnecessary worries. So wonderful. When we experience such profound benefits, how beautiful it is, because that is what develops conviction. Any more experience sharing? Because this is what we would like to hear as well in terms of feedback. I am professionally a researcher. I'm a medical researcher. For me, this is another aspect of research where I individually research myself. Let's say I've learned something new. Let's say meditation yesterday. Today we will learn something new today. Let's say cleaning or rejuvenation. But when we actually apply it in our lives, then we experience these changes because of what we go through. When we record like this and when we share like this, it still builds a body of knowledge. This is also research. This is my individual personal research. I think it's very important to really observe, document, and then we will come to know the effectiveness of this training. We all do our training evaluations, right? We do a pre-test and a post-test. Every training program that we do. I think every meditation session we do before and after, you should do a pre and post test. Very simple. Just close your eyes, observe how you feel. What is the change that happened before and after? Go on recording it. Maintain a simple day. I always keep a small diary next to me. Every time I meditate, I write one line. You can also keep a notebook and go on observing after 3 to 6 months. Then you will be able to appreciate, wow, how my focus improves, how my emotions improve, how my worries, strong worries over a period of time go on reducing. So these changes, how much ever we talk about, unless one experiences it themselves, it will not give that conviction. That's why I often encourage people to open up, talk, observe. This is very important. So yesterday, you all meditated. I'll ask a very simple question. How many of you had thoughts? If you had thoughts, say yes in your chat box. Those of you didn't have, say no. It takes just a few seconds to chat. One more yes. Go on adding it. It's nice. So everybody is participating. I think what makes these sessions more beautiful is when everybody participates in simple ways. Also doesn't matter. A lot more resistance. Wonderful. I'm happy to know everyone is opening up. Felt confident after meditating on that thought. Nice one. Thoughts, yes. Great. Now the next question. Would you like to learn a technique that will slowly remove the effects of thoughts or remove the disturbing effects of thoughts? Again, I'll repeat my question. Would you like to learn one more technique to remove slowly the disturbing effects of thoughts. Good. Everyone is interested in learning. Absolutely. I would love to learn it. Thank you. See, we as trainers need encouragement, and that encouragement comes from your feedback. And more inspiring you are, you will inspire me that much more. So often I always say, a session, whether it's effective or not, is not just trainer's fault. Trainees also have to bring the best out of the trainer. It happens through this participation. Beautiful, many more races. Great. So everyone here likes to learn that additional technique that will remove the disturbing effects of thoughts. I'm very encouraged. Now, before we go through the experience, I'll talk very briefly about why this is important. When I began my meditation 25 years ago, by the way, I did my MBBS from JSS Medical College in Mysuru. Then I did my MD in Bangalore Medical College. So JSS, I have some connection. I started my meditation 97, 23, 24 years ago. For first 2-3 months, I started meditation. I had a great experience. Slowly, I was losing interest. Why? Because thoughts kept coming every day. Somewhere I had the idea of meditation, that meditation should remove the thoughts completely. I had this expectation. Because I had this expectation, I was not able to enjoy the meditation. Then my trainer asked me, "Hey Krishnamurti, are you doing the other technique I taught you?" I had actually forgotten that technique, though he had taught me. Because in my excitement about meditation, I had ignored the second technique. It is called cleaning technique or rejuvenation technique. Today we will learn that. Then he told me, he was, by the way, he was one more doctor. He was right behind my hostel. I don't know how many of you have been to JSS, a medical college and hostel in Mysuru. It's just behind the hostel. He said, then he explained to me this idea. Why we get thoughts, he explained. He said, especially our mind, it has these compartments. It has conscious part of it. It has subconscious part in the mind itself. He says, every time you do something, or every time I say something, if too much of emotion is attached with it, both in the doing and in the speaking, whenever excess emotion is attached, it leaves an impression in the subconscious. You can think of a tank. My mind is a tank. Below there is a thick water. Above there is empty column. All the impressions settle in the lower part of the tank. That is the subconscious. And think of it. Every day we are involved in our activities. And many activities we are very intensely involved, very emotionally involved. Be it work, be it office, be it family, be it anywhere. They go on depositing these impressions. Now what happens when I sit in meditation? These impressions come up. They will come and they will trouble me and the conscious part of the mind. So now suddenly, oh, whenever I close my eyes, why do these thoughts come? That's the question I have. In fact, my trainer clarified, thoughts we always will have. But when we close our eyes, we are more conscious of them. That's all. Then he said, meditation is not about making thoughtless. No, thoughts will be there. But you can still be comfortable ignoring the thoughts. He said, our goal is not to become thoughtless. It is to ignore the thoughts. Then he said, you have to train your mind continuously to ignore the thoughts. That is what we do in meditation. So every time when we sit divine light in the heart, a thought comes, ignore, come back to the light. That is, I'm training my own mind to ignore the thoughts. After 7 days, 10 days, 15 days, my mind will get that training, pakka. It will learn to ignore. It's like cycle. When you learn to bicycle and learn to swim, first few days you have to, then you will learn automatically. Meditation is like that. Then it said, there's one more technique. can remove the impressions from the subconscious. Whatever excessive emotions, excessive residue we carry in our heart, in our subconscious, he says the cleaning technique can actually remove them. Now think of it. If you regularly go on doing the cleaning in the evenings, then meditate in the mornings. I'm using two techniques. One, I'm removing the impediments. Second, I'm training my mind to ignore. After 2-3 weeks, when I do these two techniques regularly, my mind will be perfect in ignoring whatever is not required, focusing on only what is required. How beautiful it is, isn't it? Ignoring anything that you don't want, focusing only on that you want. Will it not be beautiful to get to that state? Tell me how many of you would like to get to that state. Chat box is open. My question is clear, no? Do you want to achieve the state where you can focus on what you want? You can ignore easily what you don't want. I can see some yeses. Wonderful. We would love that. I'm so happy to hear that. Yes, definitely need this. Excellent, dear friends. This is what is mastery all about. I like the title of your seminar. Mastering the mind is all about the mind should be your servant. You should be the master. Then what happens? Mind will listen to you. You say, you focus that, you focus. You remember that, it remembers. You solve that, you leave that there. Let's say you pack your office work, you want to go home. You don't want to take your office hassles into the home. Leave it. Mind should leave it. When you leave the home, come to the office, leave the home things home. That is perfection. That is mastery. So both meditation that you learned yesterday and cleaning that you learned today, it will help you achieve that state of mastery. Now we'll practically experience that. All right. Let's go through this. I will guide you in through the cleaning technique for the first 10 minutes. And then after that, we'll go through the meditation experience once again. You yourself realize when you do the cleaning and then meditate, look at the difference. Then you'll appreciate the effectiveness of the cleaning process as a true researcher. Are you all with me? Shall we get started? Great. Before closing your eyes, please check your mobile phones. Keep them in silent mode. Don't even keep on the vibratory mode. That also will disturb. Just keep it away in a silent mode. Second prerequisite, sit very comfortably. You can either sit in a cross-legged position or the feet can be on the floor, but sit little straight, not very stiff, but gentle, natural posture. Close your eyes. I will guide you with some suggestions. You follow. Breathe easy. Be very relaxed. Everyone mute yourself. Yesterday we meditated on the light in the heart. Our focus was the heart. That was meditation. In the cleaning, our focus will be our back portion of the body. Why? Because we want to clean these impressions through the back. We want to take them out. These impressions generally settle in our subconscious in two forms. We call them complexities and impurities. The whole purpose of cleaning is to remove the complexities and remove the impurities so that we achieve a state of simplicity and purity, which are the opposite states of complexity and impurity. That's the vision. How do we remove the impressions? That is the process I will walk you through now. Let's begin. Bring your attention to your back, the entire back portion of your head, the entire back up to the tailbone. Let it be in your focus. So your eyes are closed, your attention is on your back. Now gently make a suggestion. All complexities and impurities in my system, they are melting and going out as vapor through the back. They start leaving. You can imagine that they are leaving in the form of vapor or smoke through the entire back. When you get a grip on this idea, gently accelerate the process and maintain this thought for some time. You don't have to repeat it again. Simply have that feeling that the cleaning is going on through the back. In between, if you get occupied with any thought, do not worry. Simply ignore them. And you come back to the back. After some time, we move on to the next stage of the cleaning. By now, examine your inner state. When the impressions start leaving, you'll start feeling lightness inside. Generally, we do it for 10-15 minutes or 20 minutes. Then we move on to the next stage. The next phase goes like this. Make a suggestion in your mind. Sacred divine current from a source in front of you is entering into your body, occupying, start filling every particle, every cell in your body. As it starts filling, it is also pushing away the impurities, complexities, whatever is left over, they are being pushed away through the back. So in the front, we are being filled with sacred divine current. In the back, the cleaning is continuing. Stay with this feeling for some time. After some time, examine your inner state once again. By now, our states have changed. When complexities leave the system, now there is only simplicity within. The impurities leave the system. There is purity. Entire system is filled with sacredness. This is the state or the result of this process. A state that helps to restore the simplicity, purity, and sacredness. We do this cleaning activity in the evenings, at the end of the day's work. The advantages, we acquire back the balanced state that was in the morning. It also keeps me body and mind calm, prepares me for a good night's sleep, slowly contributes to both mental health and physical health. Dear friends, I would like you to keep your eyes closed as we'll continue into the meditation session. Again, I will guide you and you can continue. Now bring your attention to your heart. Make a suggestion. My heart is filled with divine light and I am attracted to the source of the divine light deep within my heart. Connect with that source and stay there, friends. Meditation is all about connecting with the source within. Stay this way till I ask you to open your eyes. In between, if you get any thoughts, simply ignore them. Come back to the heart. Connect with the source. That's all you do in meditation. Please continue. Slowly we come to the end of meditation. Keep your eyes closed for a few minutes. Try to get familiar with the new state. Try to appreciate what you feel in the heart. There is a change in our inner state now. Try to observe how you feel. Mentally make a note of it. Feeling light, relaxed. Anything that you're experiencing now, let that inner state ooze out. Let it slowly spread to the rest of your body, to toe. So the whole body becomes calm, relaxed. Then slowly you can open your eyes. I would like each of you to share what you felt in the chat box. Just a few words. How are you feeling now? Calm, lightness, relaxed, refreshing. Calm again. This observation is very important, dear friends. Invariably, there is a change. We just have to observe and document. Very calm, relaxed. How many of you felt the difference when you did the cleaning and then you did the meditation? How many of you were able to notice the difference or additional advantage of the cleaning process? Sleepy and calm, very nice. Calm and composed. Excellent. Thank you for sharing, dear friends. In fact, some of our colleagues have been undertaking research both in India as well as in the US. We have seen the cleaning impacting stress. It's affecting emotional quotient, emotional stability. In one of the hospital-based studies, there were the patients on insomnia who were already put on the drugs. When they went through heartfulness practice for 8 weeks, 75% of the patients were withdrawn from the drugs. Both sleep quality and sleep quantity improved, and the physicians were able to withdraw the drugs. Physicians who went through this experience also reported many benefits. The paper is available. I would request Dr. Sunil sometime to share that paper. Recently, we completed one other study in India with NIMANS. There too, we saw wonderful results, both those who started new as well as long. There's no difference. This meditation is so effective because of the transmission, that you learned yesterday and the cleaning, these two unique factors make this Heartfulness meditation very effective. Even in the very beginning stage, you will experience very profound benefits that came out of our Niman study. There's many more research studies. We will keep you posted. Why I'm sharing all these things is because I myself, I'm a physician and a medical researcher. I worked extensively in the integrating, looking at quality of life. Now I'm trying to integrate modern medicine, Ayurveda, yoga, and meditation. All four of them, if they come together, the body, the mind, and the heart or the soul, our physical, emotional, social, spiritual, all dimensions can get benefit. That is the integration. So I'm more and more integrative health physician and researcher now. To address this, we set up Center for Integrative Health and Well-being. I'll share with you some of the details where we try to bring them together and research. So that is what in brief, and I'm open to any questions. We have 10 minutes. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to take. Meanwhile, I will type the organizational IDs, both CISW as well as the Heartfulness, so you can visit those sites later to find more information and to benefit. In the Heartfulness website, you can find many applications, simple video, audio modules on relaxation, cleaning, meditation that will help you. And also there's an online application called HeartSap that also will help you. We can download it on the phone and take up these online services. That is about today's session. Tomorrow, there's one other beautiful technique that helps you to go very deep into yourself and connect with this inner self. That's the fourth technique that you will be taught tomorrow. And again, you will meditate. This is broadly the whole practice, dear friends. Any questions, I'll be more than happy to take them. Avinash, feel free to moderate, feel free to pitch in and facilitate the Q&A.
Yes, sir. Participants, if you have any questions, please type it in the question and answer section. There is one question, sir. Any particular position for palms or specific mudras to be followed?
It's a good question. In the Heartfulness philosophy, the whole idea is to take the mind from the outside to the inside. That's why we take the help of the suggestion, divine light in the heart. There too, the idea is just a suggestion is a beginning. We try to go deep inside into the source. So idea is physical, not the physical, but the inner subtler. That's why we don't give excessive emphasis to the outside mudras or the mantras or even the focusing on the breath or any of these movements or music, because they keep our attention only outside. Ideally, our focus is take the attention inside and connect with the source, connect with the heart. Why? Because mind, when it's only outside, it wavers freely, like a kite or a ship without any anchor. But when the mind is anchored with the heart, the mind becomes very, very calm, very, very deeply relaxed. That's why in the beginning, we don't encourage anybody to take the mudra or the music or the mantra or any particular posture, because our attention will only be on the outside and we will not be able to go deeper and experience the deeper, calmer states. I see one other question. Is there a minimal time for meditation? It's a very good question. To begin with, I would like to suggest at least start with 20 minutes or maybe 30 minutes if you can. This general guideline for large, but of course, some can meditate for more than that in the beginning. You're welcome. But make sure that it is very natural and very comfortable. Don't, rather than forcing yourself, let it be a very easy, natural flow. At least 20 minutes will help, because that will help me feel the change. When you're comfortable, take it to 30 minutes, slowly to 40 minutes. So I leave it to you to decide, because over a period of time, what is important is not the length of meditation, Whether I meditate for half an hour or 1 hour doesn't matter. But in that half an hour or 1 hour, have I been able to really achieve that quality, that change, so that the change can stay with me throughout the day? So what is the purpose of meditation? To make myself very calm. Why? So the calmness can remain with me throughout the day. That's the purpose. So time I would like you to decide, but start off with 20-25 minutes to begin with. That is good enough.
Okay. Just one more question, sir.
Yes.
It has been asked, what is the time duration recommended for cleansing?
Very good question. Again, to start with 30 minutes at least. And later slowly you can take it to 30 minutes. From 20, start with 20, take it to 30 minutes. 30 minutes maximum is good enough. What our experience and research has shown, if you're able to manage that 30 minutes time at the end of the day, that can actually clear all the daily impressions we gather. That's good enough. One more question, do we visualize the lights? Not really. Again, visualization is, I would still call it an external phenomena, because even when I'm visualizing, I'm trying to see it. So it's still external, eyes are involved. My focus is on the eyes still. So to begin with, it's okay, but rather it's a feeling. What I would suggest, there's a light in the heart. Don't try to give any form, the candle or the bulb, don't give any form, because the moment you give a form, you start seeing and holding on to it, and you'll force your mind to hold it. Simply be relaxed. There is a feeling, there is light in my heart, and I'm connected with it. That feeling is important, dear friends. The feeling is what is most important. Stay with the feeling. A few days of practice, you can feel it, you will experience it.
Very nice, sir. Just one more question. It has been asked, how to avoid negative thoughts?
Good question. Now, let us unpack a little bit. Why sometimes thoughts are negative? Because within me, the impressions are already there, which keep influencing those thoughts. All of us carry both good as well as bad experiences, good as well as bad impressions. All of us carry. That's why at the end of the day, we remove those impressions. When slowly the impressions go out, when the complexities and impurities go out, the positivity will become the result. The simplicity, purity, positivity, they will all come. It's just a matter of practice.
Participants, if there are any more questions, kindly type it in the question and answer section.
I've also typed in just the Heartfulness.org website. Visit the website. Very nice audio videos are there on each of these practice techniques. In the beginning, take the help of them and practice. You'll get a grip on it. Hearts app is the online application, which you can download on your smartphone, and you can access all these audio video resources. The CIHW is a integrative health. For some of you who are interested in exploring the integrative health, how the body, mind, art come together, you feel free to visit the website, explore. Very interesting information is there as well. And you're free to write to us, write to me, any questions later on. Dr. Sunil, myself, we all work together. We're all good friends. We're all volunteers in the Heartfulness Institute. You can pass on my contact details, and feel you're most welcome to connect with me on the email.
Sir, we'll definitely go through the website, and probably will download the app as well. It should help each one of us. I'd like, in that case, if there are no more questions, I think we'll conclude the session for today. I would like Dr. Sheila ma'am to conclude today's session with her remarks. Ma'am, you have to unmute yourself.
Thank you, sir, for such. We had even some professor who has attended and has told that it was a very good and informative session. Some person from Punjab, and I think we all benefited from this, and especially in this time where we are all stressed, it helps us to relax. So you've given us a way how to go about it. And like people like me are beginners in this. And Dr. Avinash, I am sure, has been in through all this, so he's already practicing. So people like me, yes, I think it is very useful, and I think I will go ahead with this.
Wonderful.
And I'm sure all my other participants will agree to this. So thank you, sir, and we look forward for more sessions.
Thank you, Dr. Sheila, Dr. Avinash, and all the organizers for this beautiful opportunity, both for us to come and share and for your faculty, for your students. My last few lines as a part is all those who have learned and was been experiencing it for the first time, like Dr. Sheila just now said, give yourself 3 to 4 weeks time of practice and see how practice changes you from within, especially in the context of COVID and stress and vulnerability. Everything is outside the vulnerability. The best immunity is to strengthen it from inside. That's where meditation helps. If you visit one of my videos on my channel, I gave a talk on the COVID. Today, I didn't want to talk specifically about COVID and stress, but for those of you who would like to have more information, please visit. I will share through Dr. Avinash, and you can subscribe onto that YouTube channel where you can learn more information. I would, in detail, I've dealt with how COVID stress affects and how we can actually work from within. I would invite you all to look into it. With that, thank you so much, everyone, for this beautiful opportunity, and all the very best. Look forward to being in touch.
Thank you so much, sir. I would like to end this meeting with a few words. Tomorrow, just a reminder, just please join tomorrow as well. That will also would be an interesting session. Kindly log in 5 minutes early so that we can start on time. Thank you all and have a nice day.
So a very good afternoon to all. And we are into the third day of the webinar on mind mastering. Yesterday we had Dr. Krishnamurti Jaina sir talking to us, and he had spoken on emotional detox to regain confidence with heartful rejuvenation, and he had told us about cleaning and how to cope up with the difference between cleaning and meditation, and how to get into your inner self. So today I'll call on Dr. Avinash to introduce our speaker for today. Over to you, Dr. Avinash.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. It's indeed a pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Mr. Prasanna Krishna. Mr. Prasanna Krishna is CEO and founder of Welfare Harvesters and Managing Director at MEOH Tech LLP. Dr. Prasanna Krishna holds a postgraduate degree from IIT Delhi and is a senior information technology and environmental consultant. He has worked at companies such as IBM, Wipro, GE Medical Systems, etc. in leadership, that too in leadership positions. He has also held executive level positions in 2 medium-sized IT companies and was heading their India operations. To sustain his keen interest in working with nature and contributing to the society, he started Welfare Harvesters, a company specializing in the field of rainwater harvesting and solar energy utilization. He has also been managing partner at MEOH Tech LLP, a company which is working in the area of promoting methanol economy. He is a keen spiritual aspirant, a member of Heartfulness Institute, and is committed to his spiritual quest under the Heartfulness system of meditation. He has been practicing Heartfulness meditation since more than 25 years now and is a Heartfulness meditation trainer too. Yes, sir, it's really a pleasure to have you. We hope we'll learn a lot from you today. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for inviting me this and giving me this opportunity to talk about something I've been doing for the past 25, 30 years. Am I audible first, Dr. Avinash? Can everybody hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir.
Okay. So I'd like to first to start off with asking, do you have any comments or clarifications on the first 2 days of session? If so, please feel free to put it up in the chat. We can address it, or you can do it during the course of session 2. But if you have any clarifications at the outset, you can put it up in the chat window and we can try to address it. Okay, I have a feedback saying please speak louder, so I'm coming closer to the mic. Okay.
Sir, so far there are no questions.
Okay.
Maybe we can take it up as and when the session progresses.
Sure. So I'll just begin with sharing my presentation. Okay, today we are here to talk about how do we connect to ourselves. That's what we are going to talk about. So in the beginning, see, first 2 days you really sat for meditation, trying to look within you, and then during the course of the second day, you did something to free up the clutter of your mind to ensure that you are able to everybody is able to see my presentation?
Yes, sir, we can see your presentation.
Okay. So yesterday you went through the process of how do you clear your mind so that you could think about the purpose of your life, etc. Today we are going to talk about how do we go about because there's a very common thing we have. I'd like to start off with this cartoon, you know. Does this sound familiar? In a so-called fast pace of life, where we want to do everything better and faster. This is a very common state of affairs where we want to really do things faster, better, and in that process, we are really putting a lot of pressure on ourselves. Many of us are going through this phase in life where we want to be in the cutting edge and all that. Even to relax, this person is saying, I need to do it using the cutting edge and I want to do it better and faster. Even for relaxing, there's no time. That's what our lives many times is about. Coming to the topic, actually, the inner connect. If we look at ourselves today, how are we connected? See, a majority of our connections happens to the external world. What you see on the left side of the screen, you know, where we are either playing, working, or taking care of others, or but there's an important aspect of our life which is connecting within ourselves. See, the heart, the mind, and the body. Many of us relate ourselves to the body quite a lot. If you look at how we go about the 24 hours of the day, you know, we find that about 50-60% of the time we are focusing on the body, exercising the body, taking a shower, cleaning it up, having food. If we look at the whole spectrum of what we are trying to do, about 50-60% of our time we spend on our body, about under 40-50% on refreshing ourselves, studying, watching TV, music, playing sport, watching sports or playing sports, whatever. That is to do take care of our mind. But what do we do to take care of our heart? That's what I think was discussed on the first day of our presentation, where we really thought we should look into our heart and see where it is. And for that, we need to be connected within ourselves. So the focus of today is going to be how do we connect to ourselves? Yeah, it's important to be connected to the outside world. I read somewhere, when a person says I'm happy because the happiness is lost. One could be happy because of a car, it could be because of a good recognition they got at work, or it could be because of the nice house they built. But the moment that recognition is taken away, that person is miserable. Something happens to the house, something happens to the car, that person becomes miserable. So the moment you say I'm happy because our happiness is very limited, not that we are unhappy, it's just that it's a limited time happiness. But when you say I'm happy, full stop, that's when a true state of happiness can exist. And that happiness should be within, that contentment should be within. That's what is the emphasis. But the challenge is, it's good to talk about it. This topic, I think I'd like to really congratulate the organizers to say they have selected an excellent topic. How do we master our minds? Like you can see in the screen, the only mastery which can happen is through the mind itself. We can master our mind using our own mind, like the picture in the dog. The dog is using its tail to leash itself. So if we have to control our mind, if we have to master our mind, it can be done only through the mind. The mind is the instrument to regulate the mind, master the mind. See, I'm really, the first day of meditation, I don't know how many of you were really able to think of the light in the heart, the source of the light in the heart. At least my first experience was a disaster. In the 20 minutes of meditation, not even 2 minutes, I could really think of what I was supposed to think. So I was actually very ashamed at the end of this meditation session and saying, what the heck, I thought I was a great person, got a seat in IIT. But a simple thing like just trying to think of something I want to think of, I'm not able to do. Reminded me of, especially if the students are there, it's like preparing for exams, holding a book. But how much of the time are you really reading? Maybe if you are holding a book for about an hour, maximum 5 to 10% is all we are reading, right? That's a very common experience. In fact, a great scientist like Einstein said, he could use only about 10% of his willpower, mind capacity, 10 to 15%. And an ordinary human being is known to use only about 5 to 10% of the capacity of the mind. Imagine a situation if we could bring it up to 25, 50, 75% of its capacity. We would be geniuses far exceeding Einstein, right? So what we are really trying to do now is enhance the capacity of the mind, master our mind so that we can become better human beings. The goal of the whole purpose of this so-called meditation, why do we need to master our minds? Because it's the mind which controls our life. See, if you look at what is evolution, what is change, the body can change only to some extent. Now, today I'm about 5 feet 6 inches. Can I become 6 inches? 6 feet, sorry? Not at my age, definitely not possible. From 80 kgs, I may become 100 kgs, but definitely not 6 feet from my current 5 feet 6 inches. So, the body can evolve, but in a limited sense. I may become very healthy, reduce my tummy. It's a limited sort of evolution. While the mind, can really evolve a lot. So we really have to look at how do we evolve, how do we master our mind, how do we know that we are progressing. Suppose you are doing your MBBS and you are in the 3rd year. And after 1 year of hard study, you find that you're demoted to the 2nd year. How would we feel? Or even you're demoted to, say, third standard. How do you feel? How would your parents feel? How do your teachers feel? So we really have to look at ourselves and say, am I progressing? Not in terms of scales, classes, grades and all that, But as a human being, am I the same human being trying to tell lies, feeling jealous about others' good well-being, being greedy, lustful? Am I the same human being or am I becoming a better human being? Am I happy with myself? Am I proud of myself? These are the things which we should really look at ourselves and see if our character can change. See, the essential for the mind to change is there are a few things which are very common, which are the realm of the heart, things like character, values, ethics. This should guide the mind. These things should guide the mind. It's not So the mind has to depend on a few things if it has to evolve. It has to depend on a value system. It has to depend on ethical behavior. So the whole purpose of this so-called meditation is to strengthen our value system, strengthen our ethics, help us face difficulties. That's what we're really focusing on. Well, it's very easily said than done, But the big question, the next slide talks about it. How? All of us know we have to be better human beings. But how? How? That's the most important thing. Because it's difficult. Theory part is extremely easy. All of us want to do it. That's why we're all trying to be good doctors, good students, good professors. But am I a better human being? Do I have a value system which will stand against the winds and storms of difficulties which I face in my life? So these are the things we need to look at. How? See, one thing which you see on the right side of the slide, there's a vertical text. One of the ways to improve it, simplicity and purity. If my thoughts are pure, if my actions are pure, and if I'm living a simple life, these things happen. See, simplicity is not, we're not trying to be saints or sannyasis wearing a langoti and trying to do something. I may have a car, but am I attached to the car? I may have a house, I may have a good degree, I may have a good job, but I should be simple. I can be simple with all these so-called luxuries where I'm not attached to it. Today I have a car, I drive it. Tomorrow I don't have it, I should be equally happy. So the whole thing, like it comes to that slide, it says the mind that is balanced loses its radar, loses its direction. Do I have a balanced mind so that I can focus on how I can become a better human being? If it is not balanced, it will always go haywire. It will go there, sniff at something. It's like a dog walking on the street, It will go sniff somewhere, bark at somebody, run after something. There's a squirrel, it runs after that. Are we letting our mind do that? So this is one aspect of how do we master our mind. We have to become simple, we have to become pure. That's a very important aspect if we have to master our mind. If you are complex, a very complex person, always trying to find out things, saying, how can I do this? How can I do that? How can I influence this person? How can I avoid that person? We are always not at peace. We are always trying to manipulate things. So how do we become simple? How do we become pure? That's an important aspect we have to really look at. The second aspect of it is character development. Like the slide says, character is what we are in the dark. When nobody is watching us, when we are sure that we are not being watched, when we are sure that I'm telling a lie but nobody can notice the lie, do I still continue telling a lie? Nobody will know that I'm telling a lie. It's only probably just me who knows that I'm lying. What time did you sleep yesterday? Yeah, we would not have slept till 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, but I'll say, no, I went to sleep at 10:30, had a very nice sleep. These are things we commonly do, So many other things. So character is essentially what we are in the dark. And a very important aspect of it is the inner and the outer self should be seen. What you think you should be able to do. It needs a lot of guts to do what I really think of it. If you don't like somebody, we have to really put it in a very polished manner that, yeah, what you're doing is not right. But many times, we say, why should I tell that person? He'll feel upset. It's okay. You're a good guy. And another important aspect of it is to discover our own self, What am I? Who am I? Am I a good person? Am I a person who's progressing in my life? Or am I stuck somewhere with my own idiosyncrasies, my complexities, my impurities? So we'll have to do this effect of finding out what we are. And like they say, charity begins at home. We have to be charitable to ourselves. If I make a mistake, I should have the courage to say, yes, I did a mistake, but it's okay. Next time I'll not do it. I read somewhere that the only repentance possible is not to repeat the mistake. So I think that's a very important aspect of it, that we have to be charitable to ourselves. All of us make mistakes, all of us tell lies, but we should have the courage to stand up and say, yes, I made a mistake, but I'll not repeat it again. So that really helps us move forward in the character, And the third aspect of it is cheerful acceptance. See, in life, all of us realize that there are many things which is not under our control, right? Many things which are not under our control. There are things which happen to us which we like, which we don't like. What can we do? We can cry, wail, laugh about it. Yeah, if all have a fracture, I have two options. I have to stay at home. I can't move around. My leg is fractured, at least 3 weeks. I have to stay at home. What can I do? I can curse the person who came and made me fall, or I'll say it's okay. Let me do something productive during this time. So whatever happens to our life, this aspect of cheerful acceptance of it, not just acceptance, we are forced to accept it, but cheerfully accepting it is a very important thing. There are a few people who do it. Now, I've seen some people, one very elderly gentleman, 75, 80, he was bedridden. But he was always smiling, always laughing. He used to have a tremendous amount of pain, one of my uncles. I've seen him being more happy than anybody else in the house. What if I'm sleeping in the bed? It's okay. My wife gives me food. Somebody comes and the nurse comes and washes me up. My life is very good. How many of us can really do it? So these are the things which really help us console ourselves. And there's an aspect of continuous improvement, Power goes off, you're washing your car, power goes off. What can you do? You can't bring an elephant, it's just a figurative thing. You can't bring an elephant to wash your car. But how do I improve myself? How do I improve every action I do? So these are the things we can really look at. And I think we looked at what are the different aspects we can do to master our mind. But the how question still remains, These are all theory. Like in Heartfulness Meditation, there is very little talk actually. Within the next 10 minutes, we'll all sit and close our eyes and try to experience our own selves. That is the crux of it. There is very little scope for theory because it's like, how does a mango taste? You may read 1,000 pages on how a mango tastes. Somebody says it's sweet, sour, fibery, juicy. But if you want to find out how a mango tastes, you have to eat one. Similarly here, if I want to find out who am I, how can I improve, we have to experience ourselves. It's like love. You can't talk about love. It becomes obscene many times when you try to talk about love. But all of us know we love our children, we love our parents, we love our spouse, we love our boyfriends, our girlfriends, whatever. All of us know it. But if you try to talk about it, because the medium of language, the medium of speech is a very, very inadequate instrument to express many things. A medium of learning, books, through reading books, listening to lectures is an inadequate medium to find out what we are, what is our goal, how do we achieve that goal. So the best way to find out is to sit and try to experience ourselves. So one of the important things there is, where is my center? All of us know that I should be centered somewhere, right? I should be centered on my values, my ethics, my character, but where is it? If you look at nature, there are many situations where, like plants and great people, they don't receive anything from somebody, but they're always giving. Plants give us food, plants give us shelter, wood for housing, but what do they take from us? Nothing. Similarly, sacrifice and adjustments in our life. If you look at a mother, the mother is not even aware that she's sacrificing for the child. But her whole existence revolves around the child. Is that a sacrifice? The mother would laugh at it and say, no, that's not sacrifice. The mother adjusts her lifestyle to suit the child. Is that an adjustment? I don't think the mother feels that way. So how do we sacrifice our lives so that we can become better? Not that we are trying to sacrifice ourselves to gain something. How do we make sacrifices and make adjustments in our lives so that I can become a better person? Then the question of automatism, everything in nature is cyclical. Day follows night, night follows day. The sun goes around and round and round in a cycle. The moon does it. All of us have a sleep cycle. All of us have to eat 3-4 times a day. Take a shower once in a day or twice in a day or 2 times in a day, whatever. Once in 2 days, depending on what we feel. So everything, how do we develop that automatism in our lives so that we don't suffer? This is a very common bane these days, that people cannot get up till the sun is on top of us. It's becoming, especially the younger generation is suffering because of that. The sleep cycle is disturbed. People can't get up in the morning. But if you look at birds, animals, morning 5 o'clock, they're up and chirping their way, Is it important? I don't know. We have to decide. Our lifestyles are like that. You have to work night shifts many times. The call centers work 24 hours a day. Yes, the lifestyle is changing, but we have to decide for ourselves what is important for me. Yeah, I think just a few thoughts before we really see how do we improve this connection with ourselves. Very important aspect which I find is really troubling us these days. This is fast-paced life, we are always in a rush to do things. Oh, next half an hour I have to reach college and there's a lecture waiting for me. I have to be there. This concept of waiting, watching is gone. Like the phrase there says, he who waits and watches also works. So I think we have to inculcate that habit where we have to learn to listen, learn to watch, learn to wait for something to happen. It's like waiting for a fruit to become ripe. If you pluck it prematurely, you can't eat it. So many things in life, we are forgetting that concept of waiting and watching. I think that's a very, very important thing. The second thing is about moderation. We are always on extremes these days. It's like the old saints of India who used to give up everything in their life, give up their family, their wealth, and go to some forest and sit for meditation. While you come to the capitalist society of the West, it's money, power, work all the time. They don't have time for themselves. They don't have time for their wives, their children. So what we are really trying to achieve is this balance, where we try to do all aspects of our life, a familial life, a professional life, and also a spiritual life, and try to achieve that moderation in all this. So that's an important aspect of being a complete human being and improving on the humanness of a human being, where we try to become moderate, become excellent in everything you do. You should be a good student at college, a good professor at college, a good father or mother to your children, a good son or daughter to your parents, a good neighbor, a good friend to a friend. So whatever we do, we should try to be excellent in doing that. That's a very important thing. We can't compromise on ourselves. That's a major thing we have to look at. And there's so much communication these days, but there's very little connection. So we have to learn to connect to our own selves, try to connect to people around us. And every small attempt you make to that, a 5 rupee or a 2 rupee you give to a beggar, you're establishing a connection. You're not giving alms, you're establishing a connection with that person. When you give the 2 rupees or 5 rupees, pray that he comes out of his poverty. Maybe he has his next meal well. May his health become better. Do it with that prayer. Anybody can drop a 2 rupee or a 5 rupee coin in a beggar's bowl. But it's important. I read somewhere that when you pay tips to a waiter in a restaurant, it should be with the prayer saying that let this benefit that person. Let him become a better human being with this. So that sort of connection is important. So in heartfulness system, how do we propose this connection to happen? That connection should always start from within. It can't be from without. It has to start from within us. So how do we do that? See, in heartfulness meditation, you guys have done the meditation portion and the rejuvenation portion. What we'll do now is this connection with ourselves has to be a 24-hour cycle. It cannot be that I'm connected with myself for half an hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours, and the rest of the time my mind is free and doing whatever. I'm sure the first 2 speakers will have mentioned about the mind's capacity to do a multiprocessing thing, We can think of 100 different things. In fact, there's statistics to say that a person has about 70,000 thoughts in a day. So 24 hours divided by 70,000 will give us probably 10-15 milliseconds. It's not like that. It's just that the mind can do 100 different things, 1,000 different things at one instance. Like I'm giving a talk, but I'm worried, thinking about what can I do in the evening? What do I do tomorrow? This I have to do, that I have to do. And you guys are all listening, but there's umpteen number of thought streams going on, no? Of which what heartfulness system recommends is of the 100,000 thoughts which go on in us, one thought should be that there is something in my heart here which makes me a human being. I should be in continuous touch with that, and I should become a better human being. See, anything you're doing, maybe you're going for a walk, maybe you're watching a movie, try to keep your attention. One, it's like waiting for a bus, you know. You may be waiting in a bus stand, and you could see, you could be talking to a friend, you could be checking your mobile, you could be watching an auto go by, you could watch a scooter going by, but one portion of your mind is always on the road, no? Has my bus come? My friend was supposed to pick me up, has my car come? That should be the situation where we are connected to ourselves all the time. How do we get that done? That is through this process of training the mind. The meditation which was prescribed to you past 2 days you've been doing is only a process of training the mind so that one direction, one arrow of our mind is always directed to our heart to say, yes, I'm doing this. Is this needed? Is this good for me? We have to just examine. See, this is not something which can come from outside. I can't talk about it and try to teach you. It's impossible. Anything which has to be taught has to come from within. That's a permanent state of knowledge, you know. It has to come from within us. If it's a material aspect, probably, yeah, where is this bone, that nerve? You can read and understand, but where is this aspect of love? Where is this anger coming from? Where is this jealousy coming from? Where is this happiness coming from? You can't read, you can't hear to lectures and understand that. It has to be understood from within us. So we are trying to really connect to ourselves in that aspect and see how can I be a better human being. So what is prescribed is before going to bed, morning you try to do your meditation for 15-20 minutes and evening you do this process of cleaning. Before going to bed, just sit with the thought that there is something within me, and to become one with that, to make that a better thing. It can be your values, it can be whatever this thing you want to call it. People may call it God, people may call it the creator of the universe, you may call it values, you may call it your personality, whatever it is. There is something in my heart which is helping me do things better. No? I should make that entity my whole existence. I may be walking, I may be doing cooking, I may be washing myself, I may be having a shower, I may be ironing my clothes, I may be sitting in a class, I may be lecturing in a class, but if my connection with my heart is there, that helps. So for that, you sit in the night before you go to bed, say that, yeah, I want this connection to be a permanent connection. Spend 5-10 minutes, not more than that. Sit on your bed, say that there is something in me which needs to be enhanced, which needs to make my life better. What is preventing me from maintaining that connection? It's my own desires, you know. I'm always wanting that, wanting this. My desires are coming in the way, and the only way it can happen is by me being connected to this all the time. So pray to that entity, saying that, yes, I should always remain connected. With this thought, go to bed. What happens is throughout the sleep, psychology talks about it quite a lot, saying that throughout the sleep cycle, you're connected to something which is good for you. You watch a horror movie and go to sleep, you have bad dreams, right? Very frightful dreams. So that's what we are really trying to achieve. Before going to bed, sit for 5-10 minutes and think about this connection to yourself and say, my wishes are coming in the way. And the only way I can achieve that, make this heart a better thing, is by being connected with it. So let's try for that. Do it for 5-10 minutes. You'll find a big difference. You'll find a difference in the quality of the sleep. You wake up better, more relaxed. Those of us who have been doing it, see, all of us, if you come to Heartfulness Institute, there are many people like me who have been doing it for 25-30 years. Why are we doing it? Because it's helping us. helping us become better human beings. Like that example of the book, if I hold a book for read for 5 minutes, I'm wasted the remaining 55 minutes. No? But imagine if I can hold a book and read the book for 5 minutes flat, doing nothing else. I have 55 minutes for me. I can do anything I want. I may want to play cards, I may want to watch TV, whatever I want to do, I can still do it. So the focus here is on how can I become a better human being? How can I remain connected with myself? So if you do this for 5-10 minutes, all of us will realize that yes, it's making my sleep better, it's making my sleep more relaxful, I get up better. Try it out. See, these are things which I cannot explain. We will have to try it for ourselves. And again, when you get up in the morning, sit with a prayer, 2 minutes, not more, before your meditation. Just spend 2 minutes saying that I'll try to be connected with myself throughout the day. It's that hypnotical suggestion which is given. Many times, I'm not a psychologist, so I can't really comment. Suggestion given during hypnosis saying that this person can, all his anger is going away, all this thing works, I believe. Similarly, here it's a suggestion to ourselves, say, I should remain connected with myself. And it works wonders. That's all I can say. With this, I really don't have much to add, unless there are questions which you guys want to ask, and I'll be very happy to answer them. Any questions, feel free to type. Or alternately, what we can do is we can finish a meditation and then come back to any clarifications you people have.
Please type in the question answer. If there's any questions, please do it. You can type it into the chat box.
Any comments on the sessions you people had past 2 days? Was your meditation enjoyable? Was it a lot of thoughts? Is there anybody who didn't have any thoughts during the meditation?
I think someone can answer what they felt, what they went through during the meditation of these 2 days that we went through. What was your experience?
I think it's post lunchtime, so everybody is sleepy, I guess.
What most of them had expressed in yesterday's and day before yesterday was a feeling of calmness and relaxation was what many of them had expressed.
Okay.
And yes, for some, it is difficult, like you said, to keep your mind from wandering.
Mm-hmm.
And many people were asking about how to concentrate and how many times a day it should be done and for how long it should be done, the meditation, and whether it should be done in the morning or in the evening, and all those were the questions that were asked. And I think there's no question as such. Everyone says it's a great session, very informative. Thank you for the webinar. So I don't think anyone has any questions.
Okay. See, why I specifically asked that question is because there's a very common complaint, in fact, saying that I cannot meditate, there are too many thoughts. I just want to clarify on that aspect, saying the goal of meditation is not to be thoughtless. We are not trying to be thoughtless. We are trying to train our mind so that there is one constant, like we discussed, the mind can think of 100 different things at the same instance. Of that, one of the thoughts should be that there is something in me. How do I connect to that? Okay. So being thoughtless is not the goal. If there are thoughts, it's perfectly fine. It's supposed to be that. It's like saying I kept my eyes open, but I don't want to see anything else. I want to see only one thing. The eye sees everything around us. But we can register, help with our mind, ensure that we register only what we need. Similarly here, there will be so many thoughts. Please do not worry about thoughts. They should be there. They will be there. Our focus should be the moment we are aware we are thinking of something else, gently drop that mind and come back to this feeling that there is a light in the heart. Let me wait for that light. Let me wait for the source of that light. That's the only thing expected during meditation. Okay, since there doesn't seem to be any clarifications, I think there's no need to spend time on that. Let's sit for meditation. For those of you who have not had a chance to listen to the thing, and for those of you who have done some meditation, I'll just repeat the process so that we are able to do this properly. One thing is, when we start meditation, gently close your eyes. Sit comfortably. You can sit on a chair or whatever is convenient. You're not lying down, because if you lie down, you go to sleep. So sit comfortably and pay attention to your heart. No focus, no concentration. It's like waiting for a bus. You don't concentrate on the road, you just wait. Similarly here, you wait with your attention to the heart, waiting for the light to be experienced, the source of the light to be experienced. Again, don't give a shape or a color or to the light. We're just waiting. A red bus may come, a yellow bus may come. But as far as we are concerned, we are waiting for the light, we are waiting for the source of the light. In the process, there will be a lot of thoughts. The moment you are aware you're thinking of something else, very gently drop that thought and bring your attention back to the heart. See, don't fight with thoughts if you think they're bad thoughts, or don't tend to enjoy it if you think they're good thoughts. You're generally trying to ignore them. So very gently pull your mind away, bring your attention to the heart. After about 10-15 minutes, I'll say that's all. Okay? Shall we start?
Yes, sir. You can start.
Okay. Today, I'll not be giving any instructions. I'll just say, let's begin meditation. Let's continue meditation for about 10-15 minutes. Okay? Please close your eyes. Let's begin meditation on the heart. Meditate on the light in the heart. Meditate on the source of the light in the heart. Let's begin meditation. Yeah, that's all. Before opening your eyes, just spend about 50-20 seconds trying to feel for yourself. How are you feeling? What are the sort of thoughts you're getting? What is the status of your mind? What is the status of your body? Are you feeling fresh? Are you feeling relaxed? Just spend 10-15 seconds on this, and then you can gently open your eyes. Yeah, thank you. I think I've said all I have to wanted to say. And I have only one request from all of you, that please try it out every day, 10-15 minutes in the morning. Just sit and try to closing your eyes and try to meditate. You'll find that your day becomes much, much more better. Similarly, after you finish your work and go home in the evening, you can spend the 10-15 minutes on the cleaning or the rejuvenation process, and another 5-10 minutes before you go to bed. One of the commonest complaints we have is, where do I get the time? If you find this time for yourself, you'll find that your life is becoming much, much, much better. You're able to focus better. You're becoming more efficient. You're becoming a better student, a better professor, a better family man, a better professional. Becoming better at whatever we do. That is the goal of life. And this process can help us achieve it. I'm speaking out of my own practical experience and the experience of many of my friends and colleagues. So with this, I'd really like to stop with a thanks to the organizers for letting us conduct this session. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir. There is a question, sir. The participant is asking, is it normal to feel your heartbeat while you are doing meditation?
Yeah. See, well, if it happens, it's okay. But when we say we are meditating on the heart, we're not meditating on the physical heart per se. It's a spiritual heart we're looking at. It could be, you find that during meditation, sometimes that you're spread all over the place. So sometimes if you feel the heartbeat, just ignore it. That's not what we are meditating for. The heartbeat is not what we are meditating for. The source of ourselves within the heart. So it's okay. If you feel it, just ignore it.
Okay. And There's one more question. What is the ideal age for kids to start meditation?
Okay. I would suggest you go to the website called heartfulness.org. Minimum 15 years, completion is recommended. Only then your mind will be mature enough to do meditation. But for kids below 15 years, there's a process of relaxation which you went through the first day. You can teach that to the children. Very helpful for them. For starting meditation, minimum 15 years.
Okay, I think we have answered all the questions.
If you go to www.heartfulness.org, go ahead.
Yes, sir. We have actually sent an email with all these links to all the participants who have registered. They can check the website and they can download the app as well, which has been recommended by Dr. Krishnamurti. Yesterday he was recommending an app.
Yes.
So we have shared that one in the email. Kindly go through that.
Yeah. Again, a request to all of you, do it. It's for your own good. You're doing it. Nobody else benefits apart from you. So, but it's worth trying it. Do it for 3-4 months. At the end of it, that 3-4 months, all of us will feel that, yes, this has made a difference in my life. Unfortunately, it can't be explained, It's very unfortunate that certain things cannot be explained. It has to be felt.
Right. If there are no more questions, I would hand over it to Dr. Sheila for concluding remarks.
So these 3 days has gone off very fast, and I'm very thankful to Dr. Sunil for bringing all of you, both of you, sir, and making us to experience and to learn from this. Many of us are first timers in this. And as you said, we are always busy with our life and stressed up over things. And I have seen how people who meditate are very calm. And I think the living example is Sunil. I've never seen him get agitated anytime. Anytime I talk to him, and it gives an aura of positiveness. And many times, like when we are in that thing, when we talk to a person like that, we also get a lot of uh, peace. We are more at ease. And I have felt this with also with Dr. Avinash. And seeing this program, and I feel, at least from my side, I can say that yes, we do need to spend some time. Normally in the morning when I get up, the first thing I'll be thinking is, oh, I should run to the kitchen, I should do something, finish off fast before I run to the college. And I don't get time to, I don't even bother to sit, like you said, spend some time. So now I think, I hope I will do something more constructive and try to spend some more time in in actually this will definitely help. And especially students who go through exams, tension, their regular routines. I'm sure they can definitely start with this in their so that it becomes a routine and it doesn't become something new. So I hope this would bring, at least for at least half the participants who have joined, at least I hope they will be able to follow this, and definitely we'll go to the link and try to start um, making use of this and trying to be, and if we do have any questions, we do get back to you. So I know it's a very busy time for you. You have both Dr. Krishna Murthy sir and Dr. Prasna and Dr. Sunil have actually spent so much of time for us. Thanks a lot, and for spending so much of time. Thanks, and I hope we'll meet again, and I hope benefit from this. So thanks, sir, and thanks, Sunil. Thanks everybody who has attended this program. Yeah, Dr. Avinash, would you like to say anything?
Yes, ma'am. I think you have summed up very well everything. So I hope we all will do it henceforth and reap the benefit of it. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.